Okay, class. So in the first video right over here, I demonstrated how to incorporate an illustration into a photograph, right? But what I want to do now is I want to show you how to incorporate a photograph into an illustrative background, to kind of doing the reverse. And remember the examples. This is an illustration into a photographic background. Again, illustration into a photographic background, same thing. And then this is a photograph into an illustrative background. As you can see, the same here. And this one I love. I think this one's really cool. It's just this illustrated little city here. And then the masked image of the girl has been enlarged and placed in there. So this technique, placing a image, photograph into a illustrative image, does require some knowledge in Photoshop, specifically how to mask images. Okay, so that's a little bit out of the scope of this class. So if you have previous knowledge, then please feel free to use either technique. If you don't, I recommend maybe taking some video tutorials on masking techniques in Photoshop. It's very, very easy. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's go ahead and start our file. And the first thing we're going to do is just start that 8.5 by 11 file that I covered here in this video. It's the same exact technique. And I've got this started right here. As a matter of fact, I've got an illustration already incorporated. Now, at this point, I think it's important to note that you can either start your illustration right in an Illustrator file and go ahead and place. So you illustrate this, right, and then place the photograph in here. Or you can take your illustration in one file, open a new Illustrator document, place your previous illustration in there, and then place the photograph on top of that. So it really depends on how you want to do it. Both ways are available to you, so it depends on how you want to do it. So basically what I've got my file set up here. It's 11 inches wide by 8.5 high. I've got my illustrative background. Now what I'm going to do is I want to place an image in here, and it's going to be a masked image, right? So it doesn't have a background. That makes sense. So I've got this image right here of a lion, and this has already been masked. As you can see, there is no background. Everything has been beautifully masked out here. So at this point, all I have to do is go ahead and place this. Now there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can copy and paste, or you can just drag and drop. So if I take this guy right here, this lion, I just come over here and drag it right over into my Illustrator file. There's my lion. Okay, so we come over here and we just want to maybe make just a couple of changes here. It looks like his paws. Let's just nudge that down a little bit. Okay, and it looks like his paws are not quite reaching the back. So let's just go ahead and tilt him up a little bit. Okay, that's looking beautiful, isn't it? Okay, click off the artwork. There you have it. And now I want you to note that even though we have some things protruding off the side of the page, if I go ahead and just say, go ahead and file, save as, and I save this as a PDF. Looks like my computer's starting to freak out a little bit here. I hope I'm not about to crash. But anyway, so here we are right here. I'm just going to come right over here and save this as Adobe PDF. And I'll call this working file. And we'll save it out on our desktop. Okay, working file, and I'll just say save. Okay, we'll save Illustrator default, it's fine. And the only reason I'm saving this out is because I want to show you that when we do save it as, then let's just go out to our desktop. And there it is, the PDF. So we'll open that guy by double clicking, and you can see when that opens that, well, let's just go ahead now. I don't know if I zoom out of here, you can see that it's all cropped nicely for you. Okay, so those are the two techniques that you can use for this assignment. The first, of course, is again placing a illustration into a photographic background. And then the second is placing a photograph into an illustrative background. All right, so you've got these examples that are located in the course announcements. I would really want you guys to get engaged here. I mean, take this thing as far as you can. Okay, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. As soon as possible, I'll be glad to address any comments or concerns, or I'll clarify anything that needs to be clarified. All right, great. Thank you very much.